Energy is the most important determinant of the socio-economic development of any country, and hydroelectricity is the most widely used form of renewable energy in the world. With a population of about 170 million, Nigeria currently generates a total of 4,000 megawatts of electricity, with 2,000 megawatts from hydropower and 2,000 megawatts produced from gas-fired thermal plants. South Africa, with a population of about 53 million, generates approximately 40,000 megawatts of electricity. The situation of power supply in Nigeria is abysmal. The power sector is plagued by recurrent outages to the extent that some 90% of industrial customers and a significant number of residential customers provide their own power at a huge cost to themselves and to the Nigerian economy. In order to meet the energy demand, government is encouraging private sector participation in the generation, transmission and distribution of electricity. Nigeria is endowed with abundant water and gas resources. Therefore, large, medium and small power generating schemes are being developed in virtually all parts of the country. The Federal Ministry of Power is working in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and other relevant agencies to generate and supply reliable, clean and low-cost electricity to Nigerians by encouraging the construction of multi-purpose and single-purpose dams for hydropower generation. The Gurara Multipurpose Dam is one of such large dams constructed in recent times. It was initially conceived as a single-purpose dam to transfer water over a distance of 75 kilometers to the Lower Usuma Dam in Abuja. The project was later expanded to incorporate a power plant to generate 30 megawatts of hydropower. Other multipurpose dams also currently being constructed are Kashimbila 40 megawatts and Otukpo 3.3 megawatts. The federal government's effort at hydropower generation started with the construction of the Kainji Dam across the River Niger in 1968 with an installed capacity of 988 megawatts. By 1984, another dam was built at Jebba with an installed capacity of 578 megawatts. And by 1990, the Shiroro Dam was completed with an installed capacity of 600 megawatts. These three major hydroelectricity dams in Nigeria have a combined installed capacity of close to 2,000 megawatts. In addition to these major dams, the federal government had authorized the construction of several small to medium-sized dams in different parts of the country with varying degrees of hydroelectric generating capacities. One of such dams is the Dadinkowa Dam, capable of generating 34 megawatts. More than 30 years after the completion of the civil works of the powerhouse, the hydro-mechanical and hydroelectric components of the project have not been installed. The Ikere Gorge Dam in Oyo State, southwestern Nigeria, has a design electricity generating capacity of 6 megawatts. The dam and civil works for the powerhouse were completed, but the hydroelectrical components have not been installed. The Oyo Dam in Ogun State has an installed capacity of 9 megawatts. It has all of its hydro-mechanical and hydroelectric components fully installed, but electricity is not being generated from this facility. The situation is, however, different for Waya Dam in Bauchi State, where 0.15 megawatts of electricity is being generated and used by the immediate community. According to the Federal Ministry of Water Resources 1995 Master Plan, there are 27 dams, some of which have been fully developed for hydropower generation and some at various stages of development. If all these dams are fully developed and operational, they'll be contributing approximately 280 megawatts of electricity to the nation. Government wants to begin to install hydroelectric components. This offers a lot of investment opportunities for local and foreign companies. Construction of the 700 megawatt Zungeru Dam is the most ambitious hydropower project embarked upon by the ministry since the Major 3. It is hoped that the 3,050 megawatts Mambila and 360 megawatts Gurara 2 hydroelectric power projects will come on stream soon. The funding for these projects, which are to be executed in partnership with the private sector, have been secured and the federal government equity has already been paid. The National Economic Council recently approved $1.72 billion counterpart funding to cover Zungeru, Mambila and Gurara Phase 2 hydropower projects. Shell Development Company began the supply of gas to Afam Power Plant in Rivers State with an installed capacity of 776 megawatts in the 1960s. By 2001, the Egwin Power Plant became fully operational with 1,320 megawatts installed capacity. Sapele Power Plant, which was partially operational in 1981, has an installed capacity of 1,020 megawatts. The National Integrated Power Project in January 2011 started the delivery of the 10 medium-sized gas-fired power plants that it is constructing in different parts of the country. From Aloji in Abia State to Omotosho in Ondo State and Sapele in Delta State, these power plants will add about 4,774 megawatts of electricity to the national grid network when completed and fully operational. 3 of these plants have been completed and 2 of them, Geregu and Omotosho, have already been commissioned. In addition to hydro and thermal power plants, there is a huge potential for power generation in Nigeria using other sources like solar, coal, and wind. The transformation agenda of the present government is promising greater efficiency and investment guided by private sector principles, including widespread privatization and reliance on private firms to produce and distribute electricity. In so doing, 7 power generating plants, 11 distribution companies, and 1 transmission company were privatized in 2013 with relevant sale and concession agreements signed. This has laid the framework to allow for substantial investments to be made in the value chain of the Nigerian power sector. It is expected that billions of dollars investment would come into the sector in a few years to come. In order to make this happen, a number of incentives have been put in place by government. These include import duty waivers, securing the World Bank partial risk guarantee for $145 million to support Nigeria's gas sector, signing of gas purchase agreements, signing of power purchase agreements, and signing of grid connection agreements. The greatest attraction of all, however, is the massive return on investment that investors stand to benefit by investing in Nigeria, one of the fastest growing economies in the world.